lovely atoms. A very warm welcome to all of you. I hope you all are very happy and excited because Anubha ma'am is back with one more session of the IP series. Very important questions, very important topics we are discussing here, and mainly previous year questions and some sample paper questions that has very high probability to come into exams. So please stay till the end, follow all the questions, and do it with me. Have a notebook and a pen, solve it with me for revision, because this is a kind of a important question session with revision, so you can revise it. All right, and this is session number 2 of metals and non-metals. That means session number 1 is already done. I hope you had seen that. If no, then you can see it after this video as well, because the chapter was divided into 2 sessions. In the very first session we did the first half of the chapter. Now the second half with the reduced syllabus that is going to come into exam. Okay, so are you all super ready and excited? And I hope you had already liked the video. If you haven't, you can do it right away. Share it among your friends so that they can also get maximum benefit, as sharing is caring. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel also. So here comes our very first question. Give me a quick high five. Yeah, okay, hope you're excited and happy. Question number 1 definitely says what? Give the formula of the stable binary compound that would be formed by the combination of following pairs of elements. Binary means when you have two elements and they are going to combine. So there are 4 cases that is given. You need to tell their compound, and that's very easy. That's definitely something that you should know is valency, and then you can write the formula. When I talk about magnesium and nitrogen reaction, they react together to give a substance called as magnesium nitride. Magnesium nitride. Ide when you have a non-metal carrying a negative charge. Okay. So magnesium valency is 2. Nitrogen valency is 3. How come nitrogen's configuration is 2, 5? They'll take 3 electron to accept it and to follow its octet. And how to write the compound? You will cross multiply the valency and write it as its subscript. So it will be Mg3N2. That's what magnesium nitride is. Isn't it simple? It's more of like a revision of the 9th class topic of chemical formula. Lithium react with oxygen to give definitely lithium oxide. Metal with oxygen, metal oxide. Now, how to judge the formula? Lithium's valency is 1 because that's what an alkali metal. This is the configuration. Lose an electron to have a stable configuration. Oxygen's configuration to gain 2 electron to have a stable configuration to follow its octet rule. You'll cross multiply it. Here comes the formula, that's Li2O. That's lithium oxide. Yeah, pretty obvious. Same aluminium with oxygen. Aluminium oxide, aluminium's valency 3, oxygen valency is 2. They'll combine together to give aluminium oxide with the formula Al2O3. Okay? Potassium with oxygen, potassium oxide, same like the B. Potassium is having 1 valency, oxygen 2. Cross multiply, you'll get your answer, that's K2O. That's potassium oxide. So isn't it like a very easy question that can come in exam and you're like, yeah, you know it already, and that's very easy. And all the solution is properly attached here, so you can download the file. PDF link will be there in the description box. All right. The next question is that came to the year 2017 in CBSE 2, and the question is, silver articles become black on prolonged exposure to air. That happens to one of my ring. I got it. And after that, it's like after few days only it turned black. And the reason is my house was within the 5 kilometer radius of a big sewage, and that there is a release of the gas called as hydrogen sulfide. And when silver react with that hydrogen sulfide gas, there's a formation of silver sulfide. And some students were telling me that, ma'am, how silver is displacing hydrogen? This is not a displacement reaction. This is a set of some reactions based on the formation of product that silver forms a stable compound with sulfur and have to form silver sulfide. That's black in color. So C is the right answer, not A, not B, not D. Doesn't make sense at all. So is my answer matching with your answer too? I hope so. Give me a quick thumbs up and tell me. Okay. So yeah, C is the right answer. Here comes third question that came to the year 2010 as well as 2014. Question is, this is my favorite question. A kind of a distraction. Okay. A solution of copper sulfate was kept in an iron pot. We had an iron pot. Let me try to draw with my special skill. I'm not good in drawing, okay? So yeah, this is my iron pot, special iron pot. And in that iron pot, I just put copper sulfate aqueous solution. As this is metal, non-metal, this is a kind of important question because reactivity series is very important, and trust me, a question will definitely come from the same. And they're telling after a few days there'll be a hole in your iron pot. Okay, explain the reason why so. The reason is pretty simple. Iron is a very reactive metal and going to displace your copper. So iron is going to copper sulfate solution. So iron from your pot is going to the solution and giving iron sulfate solution aqueous, and copper is going to deposit inside. So it's getting holes because iron is going from the pot because of high reactivity and react with copper sulfate. So that's simply a reaction of reactivity series. And I hope you got it. It's very easy. Okay. So let's move ahead now. Before moving ahead, I'm very keen to tell you about our platform, Vedantu's actual platform, where you can learn so beautifully and can interact with all the teachers with the fun level quizzes. So it's like teacher is going to teach you and you'll study properly and can participate in the all kind of a quizzes with all the level, so that you'll make sure your learning is interactive, because after every topic there will be a quiz to make sure you are responding and getting everything with a healthy competition throughout the world. Interactive replay you'll be able to see. It's not like, okay, I need to see the replay, I missed a session. You'll able to enjoy it because you'll be able to participate in the quiz and can come to leaderboard with all the students who is watching the replay at any moment of time. And now all the notes will be downloadable with all the teachers' feedback with most important questions. All your doubts are going to get solved. Master teachers and a team of class teachers will do that. And you will get a variety of courses like 5,000 plus micro courses, chapter based courses. There'll be one or the other micro based courses that are live for you. And in those classes, you can clear any of your doubts of any particular chapter and topic. And crash courses also. These are the free courses that you're going to get with it. Best because with the help of crash course, you can make sure that you'll revise everything and can boost your score. The best part is if you'll apply the code AGE Pro, AG ma'am's code is AGE Pro, with the link given in description box for Pro class, you will get a very good discount. That is, for 1 month, you will get a discount of 20% and the course will be for 2159, and you're getting a very good deal for a longer version of the course, as your exam is postponed and it will your academic year is going to last till June. So for the entire course you just have to pay 7200. That means per month price is going to get decrease is like 7.2 rupees per session. For one session for 1 month, 11 rupees. If you plan it nicely, you can join for 1 month and can make sure that you'll cover up certain topics. But for a longer version, to make sure all the topics will be clear, you can take that course and has to pay just 7 rupees per session, because 7200 till June you are going to get. So just have it nicely, because that's not at all too much, and do let me know if you need any assistance. So students, this is one of the questions that came to your 2015 and 16, and the question is, which of the following can undergo a chemical reaction? Again, as I told you, this is very important because reactivity series is something from their question generally comes. If I talk about the very first one, iron is less reactive and won't able to displace magnesium, as well as zinc, and lead is also more reactive than magnesium, won't able to displace it. But this is true because iron is more reactive than copper. Copper is less reactive and can be easily displaced. I hope you remember the reactivity series. I can tell you in short, please stop calling me a zebra, I for iron, like lead, her, hydrogen, calling, copper, me, mercury, silly, silver, girl, AU, gold. Okay, so here is my iron. Iron won't able to displace magnesium, won't able to displace zinc because they are more reactive than iron. Lead won't able to displace my magnesium because lead is less reactive than magnesium. But iron is definitely going to displace, where is my iron? Definitely going to displace copper because iron is more reactive than copper. Right? So D will be the right answer and the reaction will be possible in that case. Okay? Yes. Let's move to next question. D is the right answer and that is more of like the reaction of your metal and non-metal, how we can prove that. They're telling X and Y is going to react with each other to give a compound set. X is going to lose its electron and Y is going to gain it. You know that metal has a tendency to lose its electron, get a positive charge. Non-metal gain those electron, get a negative charge. And that kind of a compound is nothing but ionic compound, which is made up of opposite charge and also called as electrovalent compound. And due to this opposite charge, they are going to attach with each other with a very high force of attraction called as electrostatic force of attraction. So to melt such a substance, you need very high energy. Okay, so high melting point and generally in the solid form, crystalline structure, and something that can only conduct electricity either in molten state or in aqueous solution, because then only ions will be almost free, and free ions are necessary for the conduction of electricity. So C is also right, but A and B are contradictory. B is not right. That's what they are asking, which of the following properties not shown by metal. D is not shown by the metal. That's what we need to select. So B is the right answer of this option. The property of ionic compound I had explained, and B is not the one. Okay, got it? Yes. Let's see the next question. Which one of the following properties is not generally exhibited by ionic compound? That's simple too. As I told you, ionic compounds are the one. They are solid, crystalline in nature, high melting and boiling point, and they can only conduct electricity in solid, not in solid state, but in aqueous solution or in molten form. And they're highly soluble in water because water helps them to dissociate into ions like dissolve like and will be dissolved in that. Okay, so not generally exhibited. Soluble in water, yes. High melting boiling point, yes. Electrical conductivity in molten state, yes, but in solid state, no, because in solid state they are totally attached with each other with the opposite ions, and that is something that is not going to conduct in solid state because ions are not free. That's what is asked in this question. So I think that's super duper clear. You got it right. B is the right answer that we need to select. Now that's a very good question and going to explain a lot. This is a question that came to year 2013 as well as 2017, where we have to explain the following terms. The very first part is reaction of aluminium. Reaction of aluminium decreases if it's dipped in nitric acid. Aluminium is going to decrease its reactivity when you dip it in nitric acid. I hope you know that nitric acid is the one that's a very good OA. And what's OA? Oxidizing agent. And when aluminium is going to react with nitric acid in diluted form, being an oxidizing agent, it will oxidize aluminium, and aluminium is going to develop a layer of aluminium oxide on its surface. And that's kind of a layer that's impervious, that's a protective layer, and will not allow your aluminium for the further reaction with air, water, or anything else. Okay? So that's because of this oxidizing property of nitric acid, the things will happen. That we got to know. Yeah? The B part is something that we already did in the last two question. Sodium chloride is not a conductor of electricity in solid state, whereas it can conduct electricity in aqueous solution as well as in molten state. I already explained because sodium chloride is an ionic compound that's attached with the electrostatic force of attraction with each other. Now, electricity can be only conducted if you're having free ions, and in solid form, there are no free ions, so no conduction of electricity. But can happen in molten form or in aqueous solution form. Pretty easy, pretty simple, right? Now the next question is, iron particles are galvanized? Yes, we have to, because when I talk about iron is pretty much prone to corrosion, prone to rusting, where it react with the humidity, atmospheric oxygen and water vapor, and develop a layer of hydrated iron oxide, more of like rust. Okay, and when you galvanize it means you're going to put a layer of zinc over it. Zinc is something that's more reactive than iron and is going to develop a layer of zinc is something that more reactive metal now react with the atmospheric oxygen. And when zinc is going to react with the atmospheric oxygen, it develop a layer of zinc oxide. What it will develop, students? A layer of zinc oxide. Okay, Zinc react to give a layer of zinc oxide. Again, zinc giving zinc oxide is also a kind of impervious layer, which is not letting your iron to get corroded now, to get rusted now. Okay, even if zinc oxide got scratched, now also zinc is there. That is prone to oxidation and give zinc oxide layer again. So that's a very good solution of the problem of rusting. Yes, students, do let me know in the comment section. Next is metals like sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium are never found in their free state in nature. Why so? Sodium, potassium, more of like their chlorides, right? Less of oxide, but generally chlorides. Calcium oxide, magnesium oxide, calcium chloride, magnesium oxide. They're generally found in combined state because these are very reactive metal, and reactive metal, if we put it just like that into the free metal form, they'll react and then form a compound. So because of their high reactivity, they won't be present into the free state, but in the combined state with the stable compounds. That's possible. So is this part also clear? All the solution of A, B, C and D part is written properly, so you can write that from the same basis too. Okay, students, I hope everything is super duper clear and you know about Vedantu platform in detail, where you can have all the live quizzes and the competition throughout the world. A healthy one can attend all the live quizzes in the interactive replays too. Replays won't be boring, and all the content of Vedantu with the master teacher's feedback, all doubt solving with the help of master teachers and a team of class teachers, variety of micro courses that provides topic clearance of whatever is there in your mind. There are plenty of micro courses of different teachers happening live at all moment of time, and you can enroll for the same for free crash courses, chapter based, revision courses for your final exams. That's definitely going to help you. And the best part is here, less is more with AGE Pro code with the link in the description box at Vedantu's platform. Because for 1 month with Vedantu's discount of 20% of this code AG MAMS AG Pro, you just have to pay 2159 until June. Means I'm talking about January, Feb, March, April, May, June. Till June subscription if you'll take, that's just for 7200. And that means for 6 months in a way we're just paying 7 rupees per session in short, which was earlier 11 rupees per session if you do the maths. So you can choose your course wisely, going to help you a lot. Would love to see you in my classes. You can follow me on Instagram also, chemistry.vedantu_Anubha. God, finally on Instagram, no more blooper. So students, I hope you had already liked the video. If not, you can do it right away. Please share it to your friends, share it with your friends, and do subscribe to the channel if you're new, because this is a platform trying to help you all and needed your support for the same so that you can excel in your exams. You can reach out to me. Thank you so much for staying here till the end. Do submit whatever the question I had asked, and I'll meet you very soon with the next chapter. Until then, keep following, stay tuned. Hasta la vista. Happy learning.